Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, let me show you what I'm working on. Yeah, you may remember here, it's been about a good month ago now, at least. I took that block piece off of my boom truck that had gotten messed up. And right here is the new one that I got from good old Alltech. Right there. And so I want to try and get these old fittings out, put into the new one, and then see if I can get that new block put on back onto the truck. They don't exactly give these little pieces away for nothing, I can tell you that much. There we go, got dug out of the Ziploc. But yeah, all it is just like a pressure type block. And so right there is how it will set, just like the old one, and be good to go. So I'm gonna get my tools and I'll see you here in a little bit. And I got my impact here. Let's see what happens. Ah, goody. There's one. There we go. I'm gonna have to take those 90-degree elbows off. Well, I got them broke loose. Well, I thought anyway. Ah, there we go. That's just a little stiff. Like I say, they didn't give that little block away. $365 for that dumb thing. Like I've said before, the guy that broke it should be the one paying for it. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can get that pinched in a little bit better. The vise here in the old shed isn't as big as the vise in the new shed, so it should work though. There we go. And that's got it. Like I've said before, I think what those blocks do, toss that down there, I don't need it, is it's like a pressure block. And so oil's got to either push through or pull back through the other way. Either way it's got to go. It takes pressure to force the oil through that, so that when you got your jack down on the truck, it can't slowly begin to release. It needs pressure to be able to pull it back in, which makes sense, especially if you have your boom up and out. And hopefully these threads are the right thing. I gave Alltech the numbers and all that kind of stuff that they needed. So, well, let's find out. Well, that one went just fine. And that one went good. I think we are good to go. In fact, I'm going to grab some ether and clean them things out. If you want something that's a good oil cleaner, just grab a can of ether. Works great. We actually go through quite a bit of it just for that purpose. And it also dries quickly too, so that does make it nice. Okay, we'll go ahead and tighten them back down. There we go. Don't want to go too tight. For one thing, you sure don't want to strip them aluminum threads out. And there's also an O-ring around the base of that thing. You don't want to tear that up either. All right, that's got one side. We'll flip around here and grab the other. And then it should be ready to go back on the truck. That price I told you, that also included shipping. I think they popped me about 30 to 35 bucks just to ship the dumb thing. All right, I'm getting these elbows back on here. Got everything all washed out. Trying to get them sit on about the right angle. And that looks about right. All right, let's get them tightened down. Well, now I just gotta grab my lines for the top here and then begin to, because that right there is how it's gonna go up underneath the truck with those two fittings kind of angling toward the cab somewhat. And then a rubber and a steel line to hook here on top. So I've got to get more tools and different things lined up. And I think it'll be ready to hang back up underneath. All right, I got my lines put on my block. And so that is ready to go up in behind here. Now I'm just going to tell you right now. In fact, I'll show you right quick. Let me get my light. I'm not sure how much of this I'm actually going to be able to video because I have hardly any room to work. I'm trying to work right here between the cab and the front of the bed. And then I'm going to be up underneath the thing trying to fish them lines up through. So trying to actually video it as I'm doing it is almost impossible because I have very little room to work. And so I just wanted to show it to you and then let you see what it looks like. And let me show you here what I'm getting down to. I got the box brought up from the bottom right there. Yeah, the light keeps wanting to shine right at my camera. I've got those two lines run up there on the back side. And now I just got to get them connected. Let me tell you something, that's easier said than done. When you're trying to work through, about this much space, you got to work one-handed or try and squeeze in there with two arms. So yeah, lots of fun, but slowly making headway, trying to get them lines up through there. And then once I do that, then I got to get the two, they're kind of hard to see, right there's one, the two bottom lines connected to that box. Let me see if I can stick my camera back in there. Right there's the block, and there's the little tight spot I'm trying to work on. You're trying to get those lines hooked to the top of that block. I finally got them in there. And as you can see, this strap right here, my neighbor put that on there to actually hold the jack up, that way it wouldn't fall down. But I have hardly any room, and so I gotta work all one-handed to go trying to work around there, trying to reach in and work on that. Now I've got to connect the two bottom lines right there. Lights kind of wanting to glare right in the camera. But hopefully once I get them connected, that should happen. And then I'll be ready to take and put that top cover piece back on this jack stand here. All right, well, let me show you right quick. I finally got them lines hooked up on the bottom. Like I say, right there's the room I had to work with up on top and then down here on the bottom. Hardly any at all. But they're all hooked up, and so what I want to do is hopefully this thing will start up. It's kind of cold-blooded when it's cooler out, but and see if I can pull it outside, and I'll take this ratchet strap here off and check it out and see if it'll work. As far as I know, everything should. All right, let's see if this thing will start. I didn't put that top cover piece on that cylinder. I want to take and test it first, make sure everything's going to go good. But I got to get this thing fired up, that way I can pump its air up. Well, maybe not. Like I say, the thing's kind of cold-blooded and it does not have a block heater. Alright, I got it fired up, had to get the battery charger out, gave a little shot of ether, and we're going again. So it's sitting here pumping up its air. I'm going to pull it outside and check that jack out. First off though, I got to take and get that jack raised back up. Sitting here for about the past month and a half, it's slowly come down. And the same thing on the other side, the front right jack has slowly eased down, but it's sitting here pumping up its air, and so hopefully we'll be good to go as far as this jack going up and down. So I'll show you that once I get pulled outside. Okay guys, I pulled the thing outside here, and this lever here is the one that activates that front jack. I'm not sure why that dumb spitter valve is always throwing off. The guy told me it could be in the governor on the air compressor that controls that. So I'm going to have to check that out, because it keeps wanting to spit off, about every 30 seconds to a minute, roughly. But anyway, and so he had just simply disconnected this lever. So I've got the lever reconnected to back up underneath there, put the pin back into it. And I've got the PTO on, so let's see what happens. Well, I don't know how well you can see it. That's what it's supposed to do. The jack's going up and down just like it should. Now that's back to normal after $365 later. So, well, let's just play with it here. We'll put the back one down. Hey, there we go. Now that's what it's supposed to be like. And I have a pretty good idea what caused it to blow out is that the one guy that broke it, my neighbor, whenever he would loan it out to somebody, he would always caution people not to use that switch right there. That's a high and low engine speed. I'll show you. Okay, you hear that? My guess is what happened, they kicked that thing up on high and they sucked the jacks back up in, and it peaked the oil pressure and caused it to blow. I mean, after all, the truck is a 1987. So, and these controls up here control the jacks on this side. Let me switch hands holding my camera. Okay, right there's the front one going down. And here's the back one. The back one's a little bit taller because of it's right here on the boom. And so it goes out a little bit farther, like that. Usually what I do when I get both of them down the ground, I just grab both levers, that way they push evenly. Like that. And same thing over here. Push down both of these together. Like that. There we go. Okay, I'll take you up here and show it to you. That's what it looks like. Well, tell you what, I think I'm going to call that an end to here this video. But yeah, that's got that problem fixed. And I've got a few goodies coming that I'll be putting back here, and I'll show you what I got here. Well, half of it should be in next week, roughly. And so yeah, take care, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.